also bring on board Dr. Bhaskar Rao, Chairman and Managing Director at KIMS Hospitals, joining us to give us a perspective of the numbers for Q3 that KIMS has clocked. Dr. Rao, firstly, very good afternoon. Let me first start off by understanding from you, EBITDA growth not visible. Now, while your top line growth was strong, EBITDA growth not visible. I know that you're booting up on some of the hospitals that you have. Talk to us, when does EBITDA growth start to become visible to us?
So, good afternoon. As I mentioned even before also,
Yes.
because we have opened nearly 9 units in entire thing, all these things has put down pull the EBITDA down. And that I think end of this quarter, maybe maximum next year, first quarter, entire thing will go off. From second quarter onwards, we can show a positive results. The only good thing right now is last quarter we have nearly 45 crores of the loss funding was there, that has come down to 35 crores. In this quarter, we may be expecting it will come down further, but first quarter of next year will definitely be much better, and from there onwards, it will keep on ramping up.
Dr. Rao, if I'm just looking at how occupancy versus your RPOB dynamics is actually playing out, and your occupancy has actually declined to 49%, yet your RPOB has surged quite significantly by almost about 20.5% on a year-on-year basis. Is this driven primarily by a shift toward, high-end quaternary procedures in new units, or is it just price hikes?
Basically, the RPOPs has been increased, both the Bangalore markets and as well as the Thane markets. They are high RPOP units. Like they are all nearly 70,000, 65 to 75,000 market. That's where it is trading. Usually in Andhra units and Hyderabad units are little lesser than these two markets. When these two markets has come up and they are going to improve, and whatever is the growth that has been seen, we can able to see this will be a consistent and maybe little bit of upwards, so that the RPOPs will remain. That is one. Second important thing is all these areas we have done a lot of organ transplantation, concentration is there. There is a quaternary care. Mostly it is because of the two markets which are very RPOP ones. The second is as you mentioned rightly, the quaternary care and mix of complex cases.
Specific interventions, are you planning to push the occupancy to 50 to 55% kind of range?
So the reason for the occupancy was low. We have been opened about nearly 1,000 beds in the last 1 year. And because of that, the entire consolidated occupancy is coming down, but it will definitely move forward in the next 2-3 quarters.
Dr. Rao, you suggested that pricing in both Thane as well as in Bangalore, which are your new hospitals, right? I reckon that they're the new hospitals you're speaking about, that the RPOBs there are higher. Talk to us about how occupancy is ramping up there, because that will give us a sense as to how quickly does the uptick come, right? How quickly does it start reflecting on your numbers?
So basically whatever we have been started in both the units, the operational beds will be around 150, like that. In that 150, there is a 30% occupancy is there. And whenever this occupancy keep on increasing, we keep adding the new beds. For all the beds, we have done the investment. So whenever we want to increase our occupancy beds, operational beds, we will only little expenditure, operational cost will be there, but there will not be any capex. As of today, whatever is the 1/3 of the beds which are come for operational, in that 30% occupancy is there. That will keep improving in quarter on quarter.
I also want to talk about the board approval to increase the stake in Sunshine Hospitals, Dr. Rao. What's the strategic rationale behind this?
See, basically, whatever the other small investors, if they want to sell, then that is the reason we want to buy those shares to give exit for them. Apart from that, we can also, there is a great potential in that when we have a internal accruals, whatever money is there, if we buy right now, that will give add to our investors.
So will we see further consolidation of your minority stakes in other subsidiaries too?
Yes, we are planning to do that.
And the 200 crore now, I mean, Dr. Rao, now you're clocking 200 crore in terms of EBITDA run rate. Do you utilize a lot of the free cash flow to acquire the balance stakes, or do you go back to repay debt? How do you stack up in terms of preference for the free cash flow you're getting?
No, free cash flows when we get, first priority is to repay the debt. Second is whenever there is small shareholders, if they want to sell, we want to give an exit for them, we will also try to buy out those shares.
Okay. Dr. Rao, thank you so much for joining us. Gives us a great perspective with regard to Q3 and beyond. But believe viewers that very clearly the kicker will come in FY27 is what Dr. Rao alluded to say that once the ramp up gets complete and once your occupancy levels reach normalization in the new hospitals, you'll start to see that reflecting on the EBITDA margin number, which should start creeping up starting FY27. What we'll do is step into a very short break. We'll continue